Hi folks, this is Jason. Hope you're okay today. It's good to see you, and just hope you're okay today. We're looking at this subject, the French Revolution, and this is Gustave Flaubert, Sentimental Education, and it's about the French Revolution. Now, what the atheists won't tell you is how exposed they are, how naked they are when it comes to an analysis of their own ideas. Now, the atheist will bang on at you 1,000 times a day, all over YouTube, and they will tell you that atheism is an absence of belief in God due to a lack of evidence, and they keep banging on about this, but they don't realize most atheists, if not the vast majority of atheists, just don't realize that they're showing a lack of intellectual honesty, in that they don't understand that their own position has inherent issues that need to be dealt with, and they can't deal with them, and that's why they try to push the attention away from a critical analysis of their own position. And so they'll say, well, there are different kinds of atheists, there are different groups of atheists, and they don't realize, and they won't face the fact that there are some basic issues within their own system that need to be analysed. And when you start to do that, you see their nakedness, their vulnerability, and we see what honestly they are really like. So we see that with the issue of the French Revolution. The French Revolution was a time when atheists thought they could set up a state based on secular values. What the atheists won't tell you is that it turned into a bloody time when many people were killed. This secular development, this secular revolution turned into a nightmare, and it took a dictator like Napoleon to sort the issue out, but it certainly was not brought about by free thinking, by so-called rational thought. What happened is these people who were into free thinking, rational thought, took over political power, and then they, the free thinkers, became the power mongers, the ones who began to control and manipulate people. Thomas Paine, who was an atheist, came over from America and stayed during the French Revolution, and he was so appalled by what the atheists were doing that he had to leave, and he went back to United States, to America. But it's interesting, the American Revolution could have only happened in the way that it did, with the stability that it had and the fairness that it had, with Christianity. It was Christianity that kept the free thinkers in boundaries so that they could create a society in America. Whereas the free thinkers in the French Revolution completely decimated any religious influence, but by doing so they had no boundaries, and they became a terror to ordinary citizens and even to their own people, because there was no boundaries there, the boundaries that Christianity brings to a civilized society. So just remember that in history, whenever you get pure free thinking, whenever you get atheism in its purity, it brings automatically totalitarianism. The reason is this: nobody in history has ever solved the problem about power, how to use power. The only person who solved the problem of power is Jesus Christ, because he's the one who came and gave up his power in order for others to have life. And that is radically different from free thinking, which decimated the French people during the French Revolution. And if you allow atheism to rule the roost in your democracies, then you'll have a reign of terror on your hands. Make no bones about it. Thank you for listening, and God bless you. This is Jay talking about the naked atheist. God bless.